Do you know what time it is? No, it is not your bedtime. If you're feeling sleepy right now, if you take any of these pre-workouts, you will not be able to sleep for days. Now, I know there was another video done on this garage gym homie. I love that guy. He's the best human on this planet. So, I haven't watched his video yet, but I wanted to go over the best pre-workouts from Dark Labs. By now, they have tons of stuff. So starting off with their first pre-workout, Crack DMAA version. I don't want to say Crack OG because now there's a new pre-workout called Crack OG, and that was just literally released not too long ago. So Crack with DMAA, this is kind of discontinued now. They're not making any more DMAA pre-workouts, but this is a fun pre-workout, really good for pumps, really good for energy. By the way, each one of these, you can find the full review in my channel because I have reviewed every single one of them. So this is their high energy Adderall kind of feeling pre-workout. It gives you insane focus and it gives insane pumps. It has a nitrates and it has a high dosage of DMAA. However, I do not recommend paying more than the retail price or anything higher than that. Since it's discontinued, I think it'll be on eBay for like 200 bucks, but if you find it for less than 100, it's worth getting. Now, I think this was my number one for the longest time. Over any of their pre-workouts from Dark Labs, Crack with DMAA was my number one. Now, however, it is not. But it is still a fun pre-workout and I really like it. After I dig into each one, I will rank them, starting with this being like the number one spot on this table. So we'll make it like organized this way. So we'll keep it here for now, rank it in a second. And the next one is a variant of Crack DMAA. However, it's with DMHA and it is stronger. Where is it? I'm looking for gold. Look at Crack Gold. This is the limited edition. They have released a couple of editions before. We have that Christmas edition, we have that Halloween edition. This is the gold edition. They're all the same basically, but this is a very high energy DMHA, DMAA blend. It's just very strong. It's one of those things that you take once in a while and you'll be out of this world. You'll be taking a rocket ship straight to Mars with this. This is a very strong one. And again, I'll rank it in a second. Next up, we have Crack, Undead, and Barbarian. Both of these are very, very similar pre-workouts. However, one is supposed to be for one region of the world. The other one is for the other region. So Barbarian, I think, is the EU version, and Undead is the American. I think it's the other way around, actually. Barbarian is the American. But I think now you can find both in both regions. In the EU and in the States, both of these pre-workouts, they are on sale sometimes. Like they are in stock sometimes and sometimes they're not. However, they're very different pre-workouts. Regardless of that name, Crack is different than the other Crack pre-workouts. These two are very urgent type of pre-workouts. Undead just being a tad stronger. Barbarian is still very strong. However, the problem with these two pre-workouts is the tolerance. It does build up fast. So if you are taking it like every single workout, eventually that urgency dies down, but the energy is still there. But if you want that urgency, you want to limit it to like once or twice a week. So both of these will go right here for a sec. And then we have Primal. This is like the cool, chill version of Barbarian and Undead. It isn't urgent. It is not very, but it's euphoric and it feels good. It's high energy and it's feel good kind of thing without that urgency to make you uncomfortable. Crack, Undead, and Barbarian has that effect on me and it has that effect on users where it makes them anxious and jittery. That's the DMBA effect. So it's different than DMHA and DMAA. Primal, I liked it a lot because it doesn't make me uncomfortable and it's a very fun pre-workout to take. Then we have Crack OG. If you've tried DMHA pre-workouts and you're like, oh, this is just another DMHA pre-workout, you're completely wrong. You're completely wrong. Like I myself looked at this formula and I was wondering, what's the big deal? Why is it different and why would anyone get it? Then when I tried it, it's completely different. Watch my review video, you have to. This is a different type of pre-workout and you'll like it. Even if you've taken every single other pre-workout in the world, I think this is one of the strongest ones. This is easy. I don't say that lightly. This is one of the strongest ones, if not the strongest option right now on the market for pre-workouts. With that being said, use it wisely. Don't just use it every friggin' time you need to work out. Heroine, this is a fat burning, thermogenic, exotic type of pre-workout. It'll make you sweat. It has that yohimbine, and it's gonna make you have that cold sweats as well. It isn't my favorite type of pre-workout, but it is a very thermogenic type of pre-workout where if you're trying to, suppress appetite and have that high energy while you're dieting, then maybe Heroine would be a good choice. But like I said, DMAA is being discontinued, so if you want to try it out before it's gone for good. When I say DMAA is being discontinued, I mean from Dark Labs. They are the king of those kind of pre-workouts, but now I think they're switching. Well, not I think, I know they're switching to DMHA and maybe DMVA. But if you're talking about Euphoria, Flame, V3. This is better than V2 in my opinion because it's less urgent and more about that euphoria. Some people like that urgency. However, if you want that urgency, go with Crack Barbarian and Crack Undead. And that being said, and one more, Dark Labs PIMP. This is a fantastic pump type of pre-workout without any caffeine, no stimulants, so you can take this at nighttime and you'd be fine. There isn't even nootropics in here, so if you're looking for that pump or you're looking to stack it with a pre-workout that's like a stim junkie type of pre-workout, Dark Labs Pimp is where it's at. How could I forget Crack Reloaded? This one is a fantastic focus enhancing euphoric type of pre-workout. It enhances mood, but it doesn't do it in an overwhelming way, and it has just a touch of urgency making you want to work out. Crack Reloaded is fantastic for a productive, uplifting mood and energy type of feeling. It's not overwhelming in any sense, but it's satisfying and it lasts all day, and it's perfect if you're planning to work out, and then after working out you plan to get some work done. It's a very productive, focused type of pre-workout from Dark Labs, and it doesn't have any exotic stimulants. This is one of my favorites. I would say it's in my top 3, top 4. This is one of when I want to take something that isn't overwhelming in any sort of way, but will still give me some fantastic energy, focus, and mood uplift. Crack Reloaded, fantastic, and it's one of their best tasting pre-workouts from Dark Labs. I would rank this personally in rank number 4, but that's not to say it's not my favorite, because I do like to take it in a way that's like in between those days when I don't want to take anything overwhelming, and it's just fantastic for that. Crack Reloaded, try it out. That being said, let's rank these pre-workouts. I tried Crack Undead and Barbarian. Those two were very surprising pre-workouts because it was such high urgency, but it's not my favorite because I don't like being anxious and jittery. It's like the worst thing for me. However, some people do like that. So if you like that dirty, push yourself type of energy where it's like, you have to go to the gym right now, your heart is beating a little bit fast and a little bit irregular, then maybe you'll like something like Barbarian and Undead. It'll make you uncomfortable and it'll make you get up and go to the gym. That being said, I think it's my number 3 or number 2 pre-workout coming from Dark Labs. These two pre-workouts, Undead being stronger than Barbarian, but it's essentially the same thing. If you can get either or, it's going to be the same result of that high urgency, high physical type of energy. Crack DMAA, like the one with DMAA, Crack, is going to be my number 2. I like that a lot for energy. For the pumps, it has that nitrates, it has a high dose of DMAA. Very nice, very nice. And Crack OG. If you've seen my review, you know I really like this one. It's really strong at full serving. The half a serving is where it's at. 1 scoop is where it's at. Even 1.2, no higher than 1.5 for sure, unless you don't plan to sleep for 24 hours. That's how strong it is. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and 3.5. This is 3. No, this is 3.5 and this is like 3. So it's basically the same thing, right? And then my third favorite pre-workout, or my fourth favorite pre-workout from Dark Labs. It's hard. Like I like Primal a lot, even more than Crack, Undead, and Barbarian. And it's a fun pre-workout. It's gonna be tough. But number 4, it's very close to fighting for that position in number 3. But number 4, because it's a pre-workout, it's supposed to, you know, create some kind of urgency. So that's why this is staying here in number 3. Dark Labs PIMP, I really like this one. But it won't replace any pre-workouts from Dark Labs for me. So I'll just put this here in this last position. But it doesn't mean it's like it's definitely not least. Although it's last, it's definitely not least. That's what I mean to say. Crack Gold. Crack Gold is super strong. It has that dirty feeling to it too, and it has that crash, a little bit of a crash, making it not a regular pre-workout that you could take on a regular basis. But I would put this, oh man, now I messed this up. Okay, I would actually put Crack Gold and number 3, high energy, one of the strongest pre-workouts you can take. And if you're about that Stim Junkie energy, I would put this in number 2. But for myself, it's in number 3. That's my preference. That's what I think. That's my ranking. Respect it. And Flame, very euphoric, very fun pre-workout. I would say this takes the place of Crack Primal because of that. It's more euphoric than Crack Primal. And Heroine, it's not really my favorite pre-workout, but it's one to take on an off day, on a rest day, when you're doing cardio, fasted cardio, that type of thing. I think that's where this belongs. In terms of when to take this, I would say this is better for those like when you're trying to burn as much as possible during your cardio sessions or something. I would definitely put this. I think it's a very strong pre-workout, don't get me wrong, but for me, it's in this position. So I would say this Crack OG is definitely number 1. Up until recently, Crack DMA was my number 1, and then Crack OG came over, knocked it out of the park, knocked it way over. Like, it's gone. All these pre-workouts and all the reviews will be linked in the description, including articles and videos. So if you prefer to see the experience, then watch the YouTube videos. If you prefer to read the ingredients and read the articles and the full breakdown of every ingredient and what it does, then check out the articles below. But I would say, yeah, this is number 1, Crack OG. Crack DMA, I know it's discontinued now, but you can still find it. And for any of these pre-workouts, use my coupon code FITFRIC. Any store that sells them will work for my coupon code FITFRIC. So if you want to check out programs, spreadsheets, and whatnot, fitfric.com. And I also have the strongest pre-workout rankings list there. It's updated on a weekly basis if there are new updates and whatnot. It's always updated. It's always fresh out the oven. But damn, I would say this is the stack. This is my rankings right here. But remember, you don't need a pre-workout to work out your hardest. You need your brain and your mindset. If you want that energy, use it wisely, because at some point you'll build tolerance. No matter what supplement you take, you should always cycle every once in a while. Like the best way to cycle, if you do like 5 days on for a supplement, then 2 days off, or a couple of weeks on and then 1 week where you taper off or you're completely clean from that supplement that you're taking. But man, how do you like this list? Would you agree with my rankings? What would you rank these pre-workouts if you could choose your rankings? What ones have you tried? What ones do you want to try? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure that you do try any of the ones that you want to try. But have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.